baby. As always, let me check this feed because I did go peed. I went pee pee. It's like I got nothing to say to you right now. Alright, let me check the live. Where the live at? I know it takes a second. There it goes. Okay. Says it's coming up. I need you to pop on, bruh. 43 seconds in.
You talking about Willis? You mean it still ain't showed up?
Mm-mm. It's probably there. It says up cup. There it goes. Okay. Let me check. There it goes. Yeah, that takes a while to come through. Wow. That takes almost a minute. Anyway, let's hit this opener. Let's get this party started. All right, Kim, hit it.
Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of Experience Points Podcast. And don't forget, gamers, to
Level up.
Yeah, that's the good stuff there. Oh, welcome back, gamers, to the Experience Points Podcast. This is episode 72, and today's date is February 10th, 2025. And today I'm joined by the one and only Blackout, Mega Blackout Jones.
It's your boy Blackout.
I gotta turn you up too, because you're just a little bit too low. On today's episode, we are going to be chit-chatting about demo discs, then, now, and forever.
And together.
And together. And in the background, I'm going to be playing a little game called A Short Hike, which is one of my favorite games of the last, I'd say probably 5 years. But this game started off as a demo, and it definitely got me into it. So, yeah. But you guys will see as I play along. Anyway, Jones, demo discs.
Demo diff. Well, I mean, demo diff, what did it say? They're demos of games that you want to play. And we've made a theme, like a whole, content out of it. But demo diffs were back in the day. Then you got them, just all sorts of ways. Like, I believe when you got the original PlayStation, it came with demo diff. And then when
You are correct. And that was called, do you remember what it was called? The very first demo disc to ever come out. Do you know what it's called?
The one that came out with the PlayStation?
Yep.
No, I don't remember what that one was.
It was called Demo 1, my friend.
Okay.
And there were 5 games that it came with. Would you like to take a few guesses at which ones came with it?
Battle Arena Toshin Den.
Yep.
Jumping Flash.
No.
What? Tekken?
Yep.
A racing game. Gran Turismo 1?
It is a racing game, but actually there's 3 racing games actually.
Ridge Racer?
Yep.
The 3 racing games?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna tap out on the other 2 because you know me and racing games.
The other 2 racing games are Wipeout, which
is
that futuristic racing game, and then the other one was not necessarily a racing game. It's called Destruction Derby. So it's got cars in it, but not racing. Cars.
I do remember that demo though. Now that you say that, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. I played the crap out of Tekken. That game was so freaking. It was so amazing back in the day, because at the time, I was used to Street Fighter on the SNES, and just it's gonna sound funny to say, but the graphics at the time were pretty They're pretty awesome. And having those like super tall characters, because each one was like tall and lanky, you know, because they're so used to the Street Fighter ones being short and chibi looking in comparison.
Yeah.
And then also too, you know, of course with Tekken, you get the right punch, right kick, left kick, and you didn't have that in freaking Street Fighter. It was just something so different.
Yep, definitely was a different game.
But yes, that was the first demo disc to ever come out, and that debuted in 1995.
Nice.
Excuse me. So, yeah, so demo discs, they've definitely come a long way. I mean, I used to get excited, just freaking going to the store and like peeking. Me and Juan used to go all the time and just look at the magazines because we couldn't afford a damn thing. And shoot, how do I jump? There we go. We couldn't afford a damn thing, so we would just go and look at stuff forever. We would go to what? No, Babbage's. We go to Babbage's and just look at stuff for the longest time.
But they also had, okay, it was Babbage's probably where you were, but they also had the Electronic Boutique, which is what was in
Yep,
mine.
EB Games. Good old EB Games. I remember one time me and Juan got stopped by like a mall cop, and he was like, "Aren't you guys supposed to be in school?" I was like, "No, we're off today. What are you talking about?" It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. All the old people were walking around. They were power walking, and me and Juan were like the only kids in there. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I used to love like looking at those demo discs, man, and just like, cause they weren't cheap. They were like what, $14 a piece?
I mean, with the magazine and stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, so look, I was, you know, as some people might say, a little privileged as a kid, so I had like
little.
20,000 magazine subscriptions.
A little.
Oh, okay, I was spoiled.
Thank
I had like every major magazine there was. I had Nintendo Power, Game Pro, PlayStation Magazine, official U.S. PlayStation Magazine.
Good
At
lord.
one point, I might have had Dreamcast Magazine because I wanted to freaking demo this. I even had some stuff that I know I didn't care. Oh, Game Informer back when it was good. You know, since the current Game Informer.
Which magazines all had demos? I know Xbox had them. PlayStation obviously had them. Did
Official
Dreamcast?
OPM had, because look, honestly, I didn't even care for OPM itself. Like the magazine structure was kind of blah to me, but I wanted those demo discs, so that's why I got official PlayStation Magazine just for the demo disc. I think that was like $19 to $24 a year, so it wasn't that bad when you think about it.
Yeah, but
For
when
the
you're
demo
broke.
disc.
When you're broke. Shoot. Didn't win.
Certain ones, I feel like I'm forgetting. Like I want to say PlayStation Magazine had demo discs sometimes, but it wasn't like a monthly thing. No, I don't think it did have a magazine. Something else did. There was the there was the Dreamcast when they had a demo disc. There was that one. There was another one, but I can't remember what it was. But more important than that, there was an actual demo disc subscription. As we all know it, is PlayStation Underground.
Oh
You
yeah.
got 4 double discs like every 3 months. I mean, 2 double discs every 3 months, you know, for a year.
Yeah,
So,
that,
you know,
that was
you
definitely for the fancy people. I was too rich for my blood.
It was me too. I don't know what I paid for, but I did.
I had it all.
But it was great because, like, basically, you know, it basically gave you that, like, every quarter, it gave you, like, what's new, what's big, what's coming out. But the other plus thing about it is it was, like, more than just a demo disc. Like, you know, it had, like, its own interface. It was kind of like a show to a degree. Like, you know, it's kind of like, here.
Yep, it sure was. And I look forward to seeing what each demo disc brought forth in that, in that quote unquote show, because everyone was different, and I loved it. I forgot how to get up there. Go. Hey, I made it. Oh, gotta fly back up. You do a little penguin. So this game. So real quick, this game is just about this little girl penguin, and you go around the island and you just explore things and you find things and you help people out and you unlock other stuff, and they got little mini games in here. And the game itself can probably be beaten in like maybe 3 hours, if that. But when you're going around and exploring everything, see, like right here, you get this rock climbing mini game, and that gets you to a different area. that you can't access on your own. Yeah, this game was damn near perfect. Damn near perfect. The only bad thing about this game is you can't control the camera too much. You can move it a little bit, but that's pretty much it. But that just lends itself to the adventure aspect of things. Anyway, so going from discs to having like demos like at your fingertips, that was wild to me. That that just like really blew my mind. You just spent so many years getting them from that freaking, getting them from the magazine and the subscription and whatnot. And even though, you know, as we know now, it's a subscription now to get them, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that I found to kind of be revolutionary about the freaking PlayStation 3. Like, what? I could just download a demo? Because, you know, like, we the old school. We got to pop in that old demo disc. Dude, there was like sometimes, like, you just get them sent to you in the mail randomly. Like, I mean, like, you know, like, advertisement. They're like, here, we want you to try this. Oh, here, go on here. Like, I found one when I was cleaning my freaking, like, junk last year. I found some demo that they literally sent me in the mail. Like, what is this? Like, obviously it didn't work.
And then you go back over the years, and then you just find like random ones in your stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep, I had like a whole area where I kept most of my demo discs at.
The final demo disc was, I believe, from my research, number 54, and it was out in 2002. And up at that point in time, they were like slacking. They were like really slacking. So the games that came on that final demo disc was Disney Monsters Inc.,
Yeah.
Sheep Raider,
What the heck?
and Twisted Metal Small Brawl. Yes.
Now, with that being said, I will say that I actually learned how much I love Twisted Metal from a demo disc. Like, that was one of the first earlier demo discs I got. That Twisted Metal, I fell in love with that game. But, yeah,
Good old Twisted Metal Small Brawl. Metal Gear Solid, right? Wasn't that one of the games on the demo disc?
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember which demo disc. Yeah, but they definitely had Metal Gear Solid on a demo disc.
Yep. Tekken, Metal Gear Solid, Twisted Metal. There was a few wrestling games on there, and there was a few basketball games that I really enjoyed back in the day. That's back when I used to play like NBA Live and stuff like that. I used to play the crap out of those games. And then back in the day, you know, those demos didn't have an expiration date or a time limit. You could just play them as much as you want.
Dude, I played freaking Power Stone on the Dreamcast. I never actually owned it. That's one of those games that I feel like I owned just because of how much I played the demo disc, but I never actually owned it. But that game was fun as hell. I played the crap out of that game.
That's one game that kind of eluded me. I played it later on when it didn't like really hold up, even though it's coming back in the Capcom vs. SNK 2 Fight Collection. But I'm curious to see if it's gonna you know still hold up.
Yeah, I mean, because you know it was one of those early on 3D fighters, which you know was real cool in the time frame because that was a new type of genre. But yeah, you know we've grown and gotten better things, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Well, oh, and by the way, I don't care what you say. The Capcom vs. SNK Collection 2 is you meant to call it the freaking Dreamcast Collection. That is the Dreamcast Collection, my dude.
I did call it Capcom vs. SNK 2. I mean,
no, that's what I meant that you know that
Capcom Fighting
thing.
Collection.
Yeah, it needs to be renamed the Dreamcast Fighting Game Collection because I was like that's like exclusively some Dreamcast games.
Well, Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is one of my favorite crossover games out of all of them. You know, of course, Marvel's Capcom 2 cannot be beaten, but Capcom vs. SNK 2 is right up there for me.
Yeah, and it was on the Dreamcast. That is
true.
the only.
But I played it on PlayStation. I played it on PS.
Well, it was on PlayStation.
It was on PS2.
Did not know that, but they did do that thing where they ported a lot of games over later on because, like, you know how you own like 20 versions of like every game. I will say I own at least 3 or 4 versions of Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I had it on the PlayStation 2. I had it on the Dreamcast. I had it on PlayStation 3 or 4, whichever one it was.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 quite a few times. I love that game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I cannot wait to get it back when it comes back.
You already got it. Don't say that.
How's
I'm
your
pretty
face?
sure you got it on
How's your face?
PlayStation.
New collection. How's your face? Don't judge me,
In
damn it.
fact, didn't it come out on that other collection that we bought last year that we
Nobody
never
asked you, Patrice.
We never even played that. It was like a Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Don't
Nobody-
tell me it ain't on there.
Nobody asked. Part 1's on there, but part 2 is better.
Are you sure part 2 isn't on there too? Because
Positive.
I remember watching a whole thing where they were talking about how they made some changes and people were mad about it. I am like 99.9% sure that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is in the freaking Marvel vs. Capcom collection. that came
Oh,
out
no,
last
my bad.
October.
I was thinking about Capcom vs. SNK still. Sorry.
Okay, well, we see you're just lost now. Okay, I'll admit, I never actually played. I mean, I had it, but I never really played too much of the Capcom vs. SNK game.
Damn it. Oh, you're missing out, man. You are missing out. So when this collection comes out, we are definitely doing some crossover play. Even though that is the bootleg way to play, but so that way you don't have to spend no money. But yeah. So the great thing about Capcom vs. SNK is that they have those interactions.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yep, and almost every character has one, and I played just about everybody trying to figure that mess out. It was just so good.
Yes, I do like that kind of stuff.
I can't climb. And of
There's
course,
some quite interesting looking ones too. I know Zangief and somebody else have one where like they try to like wrestle each other before the match even starts.
Yep, it's just those small little things are just amazing. And on top of that, freaking soundtrack is absolutely one of my all-time favorite fighting game soundtracks out of any fighting game that I've ever played. I used to just listen to that soundtrack because at the time when the game came out, I was listening to, I was living in Michigan with my aunt, and my brother was there, and my auntie's boyfriend was a fighting fan, and we used to play Rival Schools every single day and play Capcom vs. SNK every single day. And they would try to beat me, and I would just beat them every single day. So a lot of the times I would just listen to that soundtrack just on repeat. So when it comes out, you will experience the soundtrack for yourself and the game for yourself firsthand. I'm actually excited for you. It's not often that the great Blackout misses a Capcom fighting game.
Yeah, that is true. Like I'm usually on it when it comes to fighting games. I don't know why. I think it's because like I didn't really know it was coming out when it first came out. Like Dreamcast had a lot of fighting games that they kind of just released without actually, like advertising. Because by the time I knew about part 1, part 2, like what the Capcom vs. SNK 2, I just knew about part 1.
And there was an SNK versus Capcom, which kind of switched things up. It switched the style up, but I think that was like only released in like Japan or something like that.
I was gonna say because I remember you mentioning that, but I never was able to find that game.
Yep, and it's just like Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, oh, you mean because one of those never came out either.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get Tekken Cross Street Fighter still when the PlayStation 3 was still out. They just said, no, we'll put Akuma in Tekken 7, and that's all you're gonna get.
We'll never forget the time that you and I went online and got
Annihilated.
destroyed.
They were talking so much trash. Well, they weren't really talking trash like you, because they had like where you could hear people talking and stuff like you. And they were just like, oh, it was like some chick. She sounded kind of cute, but she destroyed us.
Eric was like, I didn't mind. It's fine.
But honestly, that game was trash. I mean, like, the online was so laggy and ridiculous.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I think we lost because of like the glitches that kept happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But regardless, we lost horribly.
For real. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I say that since I'm playing my Switch right now, Nintendo has some either really bad demos or really good demos, and it's like the one I'm playing now. But I checked the demos early on because I was trying to figure out what I was going to play while we did the episode, and there's like 6 demos right now that are there that are just beyond terrible.
Like what?
We're not gonna go there. there's one anime game, and you know how anime games work on on the Switch.
They don't.
It's well, I'm talking about those special anime games. Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Enough said.
It was like 3 of those back to back.
Wow.
I was like, oh Lord, hey, I found a
I'm
boat.
amazed they let those be demos, honestly.
Exactly, it definitely shouldn't be there. but I've played some decent ones on the Switch, and I think the Switch probably has more demos than anybody.
Yeah.
Right
I
now.
feel like almost every game you can buy, try the demo.
The last one I tried to play was Peach's Showtime, and I just didn't like that game. But then also too, there's times when demos like don't do the game justice. Like the last Prince of Persia game that came out, like that was literally my second in line for my game of the year last year, because I played it in January 2024 when we were in Outer Banks. Now I literally played it for 2 days straight and beat that game in 2 days because I just could not stop playing it. But the weekend before we went on vacation, I played the demo. That demo was terrible. Like it did not do anything for that game, not at all, man. Ooh, they picked the very beginning of that game, and it stopped like right before things started to get good.
Yeah.
They didn't even show off like a good boss fight, because that game is like riddled with amazing boss fights. That's like one of my favorite thing about those games. At one point in time in that game, you're trying to find like the third power, because it's a Metroidvania. And you have to get it from this guy who you fight on the boat, and he has like a sword and an anchor for a weapon, and this crazy battle and a thunderstorm ensues, and it's just it was so satisfying. And that game is not easy. That game is tough. That game is difficult. It's challenging, but it's satisfyingly challenging. You know what I mean? And you don't get that from the demo at all. Like you basically traverse a few sections, and that's the end of it. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting this game. But the people at IGN, they started chatting, they started talking it up after a while, and I was like, okay, maybe I should check it out, and I did, and I was grateful I did, because again, it was amazing.
But yeah, like I'll say I agree. Like certain games, like okay, sometimes it's fine if you do that, but demo you need to tweak some stuff. So, like for one thing, like sometimes it's not good to start at the first level. Sometimes since it's a demo, just start at like a very action-packed part. Like there are certain games that have been known to do that. Or even if you do that at the beginning, make sure you add some bonuses. Like I remember the first time I played the Final Fantasy VII demo, which was actually after I had the game, because I already knew I was getting it when I heard the announcement. But like, it came bundled with some other Square Enix game I had bought later on. So I was like, okay, let me check out this demo. So the demo had like Neo Bahamut as one of the summons you could use in the freaking first part of Midgar. So that's not in place, but it was just amazing that they did that kind of stuff. Like you see a summon like that, like yes, I want to play it. Like they didn't give you no stupid. No, with all due respect, Chocobo Mom was not hold up to Neo Bahamut, where it freaking lifts you up into the sky and hit you with a freaking Giga Flare.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely enjoy it when they do like demo bonuses too. That's definitely helpful playing the game. And then there's certain demos out there that just like never came to light. Like I mean they came to light, but they were like very very unique demos. Like the Final Fantasy demo that had what is that samurai game?
Bushido Blade.
Bushido Blade.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep, that one. So there was a demo, like a Japanese demo, that had a very unique song on there that was only on that demo. I'll try to find it and post it at the end of this episode. But yeah, I absolutely love that version of the Final Fantasy theme, and you can't find it anyplace else but on that demo. Literally, there's no place else. No place else.
I don't think I never actually bought Bushido Blade. I played Bushido Blade from another game I bought. See, that's one thing I loved about the Square Enix in the PlayStation era. Like,
Mhm.
pretty much whenever you bought a Square Enix game,
Yep,
they would try
had
to
your
sell you
demo.
on a different Square Enix game.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I wish they still did stuff like that.
I know that was actually amazing. Like, you know, it just made me like, even though I never actually got it, like, I wanted to play Brave Fencer Musashi because I played that demo when I think I
That is one of my
got
favorite. That's top
Xenogears.
tier PlayStation right there. That
Yeah.
game was just so amazing. And the only game that ever to well, not the only game that ever, but the only game that I played that stood out that kind of did the same thing that they did in Brave Fencer Musashi was in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay, I'm just curious, what did they do similar?
So the main mechanic in Brave Fencer is, I mean, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but you basically you fight the enemies, and then you get their power, and you can use the power against them. You know what I'm saying? And the mechanic in Kingdom Hearts 2, where you were fighting somebody and you hit triangle, and then you can like quickly use their powers. That's exactly what you could do in Brave Fencer, and that was one of the most satisfying things in Kingdom Hearts 2 and in Brave Fencer Musashi, because it's like you'll fight somebody. It's basically like Mega Man. You know, you fight somebody that has like a spinning blade power or whatever, and then you fight him and hit triangle, and you get to use that for a
Sounds
little
like
bit.
Metal Man, by the way.
Metal Man, you said?
Metal Man, Metal Blade. You said a spinning blade power.
Spinning
that sounds
blade
like
power.
a Metal Blade to me.
It's so funny. But yeah, that was also done in Kingdom Hearts, and I love when games like not necessarily copy, but when they're inspired by each other, and they do good things with it. They apply it in a meaningful way to the game and the story. That's always satisfying. I'm at the top of the hill, Mom. But I don't know, the demos that we get now.
They aren't the same. Let's not even freaking beat around the bush. Demos of today are not as good as demos were back in the 90s and the late 90s and early 2000s.
Of the yesteryear.
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't even get excited. Like, oh, there's a demo coming out. Oh, okay. I hardly ever play the demos anymore. Like, I'm usually already predetermined if I'm going to get something and not get something, even if I don't play it after I get it. That's a whole other story.
Well,
I usually just don't feel like bothering with demos most of the time.
And that's the thing about it. Like, we are so informed nowadays about every single thing that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, we rarely had any idea because the internet wasn't that big, and also too with the magazines, they only showed so much.
Yep.
So, but now with the internet and everybody's spoiling every damn thing, ugh, shit pisses me off. Still makes me mad. And that's why I don't watch trailers anymore. I can't stand watching trailers. I get
They show
so
the whole ending sometimes or the whole.
dude. I
something
get so anxious watching trailers nowadays because it's like, please don't show anything. Please don't show anything. And then with like stuff like Facebook and TikTok and whatnot, like people will dig and data mine and dig up stuff and like, oh well, this is in the game. We just found this in the game, and like, why would you say that? Why
Yep.
would you say that?
This is what, like, literally, like, this. I used to pay a lot more attention, like, anymore. I kind of just shut myself out from, like, paying attention to stuff. Like, you know, maybe sometimes there's, like, something big that I want to hear about. Like, you know, maybe Final Fantasy 7, the remaster part 5, because it's going to be, like, 5 games before it finally ends. Freaking Square Enix. You should get one game! But you get what I'm saying. Like, I will pay attention to certain things, or like you recommend something particularly, but I do not go out of my way to check out like trailers and stuff anymore, because half the time they do be spoiled. Like, the trailers just be basically showing like a cutscene.
Yeah, I had a good chunk of the Wolverine and Deadpool movie spoiled for me because people online. And of course, a lot of times it's like, okay, they might be wrong, but this time they were right. I was pissed about it too. I was like, you jackasses.
Well, that's the real easy part for that. You have too much social media going on.
Well,
I
not
got
any-
Facebook, and that's about it.
well, not anymore. I used to, but I'm down to one. Well, I'm down to two.
Is it X?
No, it's Instagram. But
Oh, yeah.
but Instagram is mainly used for my photography. So, experiencephotography.com.
It's a website.
It really is. It really is a website. Look in here. I can't see what's over here. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Is there going to be a next evolution of demo disc? Because we didn't ever foresee them just dropping them online so we can download them anyway. But what's the next possible evolution of demo
Oh, I can
disc?
answer that. They beam it into your brain.
You just beam everything into your brain. That is the next evolution. I think trials might be the next evolution of demos. Yeah.
We already got trials. I mean,
I know, but
as
that's what I'm
like-
saying, because you couldn't do that before. You couldn't just like play an hour of a game for free
Yeah.
without anything. So I believe that that's the next. I mean, it's already here, but
You think it's just gonna be a more major thing, like they're just gonna get rid of demos in favor of a trial altogether? I guess that could be the case. Like how PlayStation Network and Xbox Live and all that other stuff is going. It's kind of already getting to that point already. Like a lot of times, here, try the free trial. Like I remember the first time I can't remember what game it was for, but I think it was on PlayStation 4. I think that's when they first started doing free game trials. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. The problem with it though is like sometimes it messes up your full version. I remember people who were trying to play Final Fantasy 14 with a free trial couldn't get the full version of the game until they actually completed the hour or something weird. I don't know. It was strange things happening with it. But I guess they've gotten better over the years.
I get bothered when stuff doesn't carry over. It's like I played an hour of this damn game, and you're not gonna carry my stuff over? Like, come on now, man.
This sounds like a Monster Hunter Wild thing. Even though I know you don't care because you love the game so much, but I know you're still a little irritated that it doesn't carry over your stuff. I mean, it carries over the character data, which is good because I spent forever to make my character, so I'm glad that part's at least done already.
Yeah, well, if I saw somebody said that they played 700 hours of Monster, I don't think that's even possible.
No, it's possible. Wait, no, it's not.
Exactly.
Because
It's only been
all
2
the
weeks.
demos combined, it hasn't been out for like more than 200 hours maximum.
Exactly. Freaking clickbait and lying jackasses
That's what it is.
online.
I don't like that stupid thing about, you can get some free money, but you gotta act fast. Yeah, basically, you get a quarter if you do an achievement on freaking PlayStation Stars, man. Get that shit out of here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I was so bad. I was mad that I even took as much time to even find it. I didn't read the whole article because I had to like scroll halfway down to find it, but I wasn't reading. I was like glancing over keywords. Like they have paragraphs. Oh, I cannot stand clickbait. Clickbait needs to go burn in the freaking lowest depths of hell.
The lowest embers of hell. Rest in peace.
They get the pitchfork with no spit.
Ew.
Trust me, you want the spit.
It's gonna be like that sheep off Family Guy. He did not let up, boy. He was going to town. He's like, shave it.
Like, you know what? Just stick it. I don't care for it.
He said, insert it now. I forgot about this race part. All right. Well, in conclusion, Demo Disc has been both simultaneously the most awesome thing and then the bane of our existences
Yep.
over the years as gamers, and we'll definitely see what the evolution of these things are to come, because things are going streaming only. But as we saw this past weekend with PSN shutting down for 24 hours, like a lot of people couldn't access a lot of their stuff.
And
it's
you
like
wonder why I have gone anti-digital and gone back to the old school physical copies.
Nah, I definitely don't wonder why, but yeah, I mean, there's certain games that I still buy, like completely, buy physical. Like when it comes to certain Switch games, I'll buy them physical. Like if it's Legend of Zelda, or if it's like a legit Mario game or a special edition or something like that, and then I'll buy physical because a lot of times not a lot of times, but sometimes they take that stuff off, and it's like, why would you take it off? Or sometimes
never take a Zelda game off, but I know what you're saying.
Or sometimes it's a limited run. They'll only have a certain amount of copies, and it's like, you better get it, otherwise that's it.
No, you're talking about Super Mario 3D All Stars or whatever it was. Yeah, which I did not buy the physical. I mean I did not buy the digital copy. I bought a physical copy, but I didn't open it because my ass is supposed to sell it in like 10 years and make a lot of bank. I literally bought it for an investment purpose.
That's hilarious. There's only one thing I have like that, and that's my shoot, what's that damn thing called? What was those tiny little consoles
Oh,
that
the
you
little
got?
tiger handheld thing.
Yeah, it looks like that, but I got that for Christmas like 4 years ago, and I've not opened it yet.
Oh, you
'Cause-
know like the one they had like a special Legend of Zelda
Yep,
one, and then
yep,
like
yep,
a
yep,
Mario
yep.
one at one point.
yeah, I forgot what those damn things are called, but I got one of those, and I'd never opened it, never plan to open it either. It should be.
I was considering. That was one of those things that I was considering buying just to like have, and then sell it like 20 years from now when it's worth like a crap ton of money.
You ain't getting
'Cause I
mine.
had no actual interest in playing it, but it's just the fact that it was gold in the Legend of Zelda. And, I'm thinking about both.
Super tiny, super tiny. So yeah, so anyway, we'll see how it goes in the future, because gaming is not going anywhere. Hey, golden feather. Nice. Go, get up there. Got it. Now I can flap my wings 4 times. 1, 2, 3,
Poor baby.
4. Nice. Alright, well, that is going to be the end of this episode. I'm not sure what the next episode is going to be. But until next time, gamers, keep on.
Leveling up, and don't forget that we've already had more episodes this year than we had all last year. Leveling up.
Hey.
I was kind of just talking, but I think that's actually the fact. I think we've done more episodes in the first month and the week